Alrighty, all, welcome back to the channel. Of course, my name is Tommy, and this here is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue, and I am super excited for today's show. So much so that I am going to get right into it, and I gotta tell you, it all started about 2 weeks ago from an email. Hi, Tommy. My name is Renell. I am from the Caribbean island named Trinidad and Tobago. I do believe my man Steven and his daughter Jacqueline are also from there. I have been following all your videos since 2020. I have fixed the temperature problem with the Masterbuilt XT. I am not a spam person. I am a real person. I just want to help you with the temperature problem. Can you please reply to me back? And so it all started. For those that follow the channel know, a few weeks back, I put out a video claiming to have fixed the temperature problem on the Masterbuilt Gravity Fed XT. Of course, that was not the case in error of myself. I didn't fix it per se. What I did was I added a chef's temp to the face of the hood of the Masterbuilt, which allowed me to read the proper temperature in the pit, but it did not fix the issue. The pit still overshot. The pit was still off by 20 degrees. All I had to do was adjust the controller on the Masterbuilt to match the chef's temp on the hood of the XT, and then and hence the problem was fixed. Kind of. Well, I can safely say that is not the case here today. The only thing we are going to do is we are going to mod the temperature, the little box that holds the temperature gauge inside the pit. We are going to do a little bit of a mod on that, which he claims is going to fix the overshoot of the control panel and also give you the exact temperature in the pit. I hope that makes sense to you. Let's get on over to the pit and let me explain exactly what the heck I'm talking about. So I did reach out on Facebook in some of the Facebook groups how the Gen 1 560, 800, and 1050, how the thermometers were set up in those pits. Were they blocked in a box like this one, or were they more wide open? Unfortunately, I didn't get much of a response, so we are just going to go with it from here. And basically, you are just looking at 2 screws. We will get this removed, and you've got a 3rd screw right there. We will get that unscrewed. That is going to release the housing from the thermometer. And as noted up on the screen, you'll have a little bit of a nut there. Just make sure you don't drop things in the pit and you will be good to go. This probably took about 4 or 5 minutes to get off. So I would say this is so far so good, so far so easy. So basically the plan here is going to be to snip that front panel of the housing unit off to allow it to be open to inside the pit. So unfortunately, I did my best with my snips to snip it. It wouldn't snip. I didn't feel like running to Home Depot and getting any diamond wheels or any jazz like that. So basically, all I did was grab my pliers and just start to bend. And there is no doubt about it, as in with the rest of the Masterbuilt Gravity Fed XT, this thing is pretty solid. So it took a little bit of muscle to get it bent. Once I got it bent, I felt confident that what I was supposed to do, I definitely did here. So far, I'd say we got under 10 minutes into this so-called fix. I am back at the pit, just lining everything up, make sure that I don't have to rebend everything. Everything is going to fit. Once everything fits in place, you are just going to put it back as you took it off. But before that, I've got a wire brush. I usually use a fine piece of sandpaper. Again, I didn't have any. The wire brush did fine. I barely touched it just to clean it, and I will re-put this back exactly how I took it off, which is again pretty easy peasy, I gotta say. So I would say that I had done exactly what I wanted to do. It is now open to the rest of the grill. Now let's get on over to that hopper. Let's get it filled up and let's get it fired up. As we get going here, I'm going to do two tests, one at 250 and one at 300. As you could see, I've got the pit set at 250, and I have to tell you, the control panel stopped right at that 250. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that happen, so this looks pretty promising. And as you could see, the chef's temp is reading at 242. At this point, what I am going to do, and I'm going to speed up the camera and let it run, we are going to set it to 300 and watch what happens. So look, you could see it right on the screen. It stopped exactly at that 300. And like I said, that is the first time she didn't overshoot. However, my chef temp has lagged behind, but it is quite close to the mod that I got going on, that I did on the on that video a few weeks back. That said, I've got an idea here that I want to try to see if I can even out that chef's temp wired along with the Masterbuilt control panel. So I've got the chef's temp wired to match my chef's temp that I put on the hood. What I want to do is I want to move the chef's temp wired back to the probe on the Masterbuilt. They are basically neck and neck. Let's see how we can, if we can match the temperatures there. And as you could see, just moving it back, actually down and back a foot, gives us a pretty fair reading of about 300, 302, 301. And you see, again, the hood is under a little bit, but as we pop back 300, 300, and again, the control panel on the Masterbuilt really just sat there. So I gotta say, wow, this is a success. Alrighty, all, and that is going to be the video there. To me, it seemed like it did fix the problem. I know when well, first of all, when I started the pit up, I let everything settle down for maybe 15, 20 minutes or so. I set that dial at 250. She shot right up to 250 as the Masterbuilt does. She didn't overshoot it. It took a little while for my chef's temp to catch up, but once my chef's temp caught up, everything seemed to be perfect, although still at the placement of the chef's temp was a little bit off. So I moved that in closer to the gauge that where the Masterbuilt was inside the pit, and I got to tell you, man, it looked pretty perfect to me. When I went from 250 to 300, soon as it hit 300, the Masterbuilt, the fan turned off, and she sat right on that 300. Again, the chef temp caught up, and away you go. It looked like it is a fixed problem to me. We will keep an eye on it over the next couple weeks, the next couple cooks, the next couple months, and obviously in every video I will report back. I want to hear what you guys think. Leave it down in the description. I guess the way the old boxing or casing of the thermostat, maybe it held some heat in there. It just, just threw off the temperature. Who knows? But that is what I am thinking. Leave me down in the description your thoughts. And again, I got to throw a special shout out to Rennell for this. I'm going to call it a fix for the Masterbuilt Gravity Fed XT. So look, that is going to be it for this show here. I appreciate you all for watching. And until next time, we will see you soon.